Now, looking at the NSE 20, we are seeing it gaining for the 10th straight session today, above that 3,300 mark. What do you make of this rally that we are seeing on the market? Is it a little overdone? Could we possibly see the market pulling back in the coming weeks?
Oh, well, thank you very much. The market is doing much better as compared to what it was before. You would realize that a lot of companies have registered their gains or have registered their performance, annual performance and final year results in the past few weeks, and more is still expected. And apart from East Africa and Portland, a majority of them made significant gains in their profit reporting. You will definitely consider that will contribute to the stock market indices doing much better. And so this is attributed to the great performance that has been reported over the few weeks. As to whether that will change in the next few weeks, I don't think so. I think that the best is yet to come.
Looking at a company that was that did report results was KCB Bank. It continued to post results in today's trading session. The bank CEO very confident that they will weather the storm in 2012 and deliver good results. What are you? We have seen that banking stock also dominating a trade. What do you make of the growth prospects for the company going forward? Are you seeing the bank delivering on what it is saying?
Well, absolutely. KCB will deliver. I think they will deliver. Their market has grown beyond Kenya. It has gone to South Sudan, Rwanda, and all over the region. That said, they have made good of this prevailing situation in the country, and their strategy has been successful in the past. I think even given the high interest rate, they will still deliver. What they need to do is just spin around that and give value to customers.
Looking at another one, that was British American Tobacco. The company is embarking on some expansion plans. It was also out with results last week. We saw the share falling back, however, in the session. Could we possibly see it continuing to fall back, or are you also confident with this company going forward?
Right. BAT has enjoyed, and indeed the industry has enjoyed, again, the regional market. As to whether it will continue to do badly, I would say I'm not as hopeful as to it's doing much better. And so I would say the prices of the share might still continue to go down.
Are you perhaps buying this share at this stage?
Sorry, you might want to come again on that.
Are you calling this share a buy at this stage?
I would say the share would still continue to, I mean, the price of the share is going to continue dwindling, and I would still insist that it's not something I would keenly look at in the meantime.
Now, looking at the inflation picture, we saw inflation falling back last week for the third straight month to about 16.7% in February. Are you expecting the trend to continue inflation going forward? Well,
the inflation will still, in the short run, I would say inflation will still continue to go down. But everybody's fear is how the election spending will affect inflationary pressures in the country. Because everybody is preparing for the elections in terms of putting their house in order and collecting money. And so when that money starts to be spent, then obviously the market or the economy will not be able to swallow it overnight, and that will cause economic constipation and resulting in inflation. And so as of now, I would commend the central bank for a job well done, but in the future I'm not so sure if we will be able to go lower than where we are given that it's an election year.
You touched a bit on the central bank. They are due to decide on interest rate tomorrow. The market is a bit mixed on whether they will cut interest rates or perhaps increase. What are your predictions on that front, seeing that we have seen inflation falling back in February?
If I was seated where they are sitting tomorrow, I would probably propose maintain that the rates be maintained where they are, so that at least the market stabilizes in a proper manner. But obviously there is political pressure and for the central bank to perform and to deliver. And so while maintaining would be the best thing to do, they might decide to drop it by a few points.
Looking at the shilling, which will also be on the agenda, I should hope, we saw it lose a few points last week on the back of the minister's comments saying that he wants to cap the shilling at around, Deputy Minister's comments wants to cap the shilling at around 82 shillings. How much of that do you think will be on the agenda? Could we possibly see the shilling falling back below those levels?
Well, let me start by saying that I think the Central Bank of Kenya has done a brilliant job in trying to maintain and manage the shilling. As to now how the shilling will perform beyond tomorrow, that will essentially depend on the ruling of the meeting that they will have. Obviously, it will succumb if to lack of confidence from the market if they decide to maintain, and a drop in the CBR would definitely be good for the shilling. But that said, the shilling might still continue to gain some ground in the short run as we await the political temperatures to rise.
Looking at the political temperature, but on the global front, we are also seeing a bit of risk off, a risk on. There's a lot of pressure coming through. In your view, will the overall Kenyan market be affected, or will this effect really come through for the shilling?
Right. Politics might not affect the market directly, but the indices or the indicators that the market investors use will be affected, because really it will affect inflation, it will affect the performance of the shilling, and by extension, of course, it will affect decisions in the stock market. Given what happened 5 years ago in our elections of 2007, obviously investors will be keen to see how we perform right now. Of course, those who are pro-investment would be saying that we have a new constitution and there are better systems in place today. But I think the issue is not the law. The issue is how much of the law is being adhered to. And that is yet to be demonstrated by the political class.